What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another exciting tutorial with your teacher, your professor, your one and only Mr. Gonzalez. Anyways, today we're going to be discussing L-Cuts in Adobe Premiere Pro. What are they, how do you use them, and what can you do to make your video editing a lot better using L-Cuts. So, without anything else, let's go ahead and get started with this. L-Cuts, what they are is when you have the audio of a specific video that continues going while the video cuts and then jumps to something else. So right now that I'm talking, if you wanted to hear an L-Cut, you might want to see your reaction. I'll still be talking, but the video part of the actual composition that you're working with would jump over to you, and you'd be reacting like, oh, how do you look as I'm saying what I'm saying. And so I'm going to explain to you both, which is what happens when you don't use L-Cuts and what happens when you do use L-Cuts. This way you guys can kind of better understand the difference between the two and when it's appropriate for you all to use them. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so as you guys can see right here, I have the video that is called No L-Cuts. And then I have another one over here that's called with L-Cuts. And I'm going to be showing you both. So if you kind of pay attention to this video, you notice that where the video cuts, so does the audio in each one. And so video cuts, audio cuts. This is a video that just goes right in between, and a video that goes right in between with the appropriate audio that corresponds to each one, and so on and so forth. So this one can actually be removed here. Go ahead and get rid of that one. Just bring this guy down right here. Maybe even bring that one up. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for you so you all can see what it would look like if I just press play. By the way, this first video doesn't have audio, but it's okay. We'll add some later on. Just for reference, you know, we do have a script that came with it. As you can see right here, the script does state that the very first thing is hospital day, car passes by a modern, crisp hospital building, and then Janet lies in the hospital bed, her feet twitching and her eyes roaming. Bob, her husband, stands next to the bed looking over her. So we're starting with that kind of situation going on.
So until the machine gets fixed, it's most likely that I'll probably be working double shift for the foreseeable future.
The results of your test came back, and I have some bad news.
What is it?
I'm afraid you have a bronchial carcinoma.
What's that?
It's lung cancer. And I can make some referrals to an oncologist for you to discuss some treatment options.
No, that's not possible. I came in for a cough I've had for a couple of weeks.
So notice this part right here. As soon as he tells her the bad news, you just hear her saying no, but you get no emotion towards how she's feeling.
Some referrals to an oncologist for you to discuss some treatment options.
No.
See, just straight to her responding. If you go over to our L-Cuts, and I'll explain right now, right here.
To an oncologist for you to discuss some treatment options.
No.
See how better that looked? Like, you get her emotion, her eyes, like her, like kind of telling that she's worried, she's scared, and then she's replying back like, that's not possible. That is what L-Cuts are all about. So essentially, this one just continues on all the way to the end without any L-Cuts whatsoever, and it feels boring, dull, and there is no emotion whatsoever going on in the video. When you come over to this one, I want you all to pay attention to these little parts right here. This is why they're called L-Cuts. You see how this kind of makes a little L right here as you cut the section? A little L right here, an L right here. Sometimes they're backwards L's or forward L's. It doesn't matter, so long as you create the L shape right here, as you guys can see, that L shape. This one's not together, but you know, you can still kind of see it. And so on and so forth. L shapes. Now, I'm going to be showing you how you can detach the audio while the audio is still being attached so that you don't you don't come across any issues with it. But let me just show you some of this so you guys can see the difference. I'm going to go ahead and play this out right here.
It's most likely that I'll probably be working double shifts for the foreseeable future.
Here's the doctor.
The results from your test came back, and I have some bad news.
What is it?
I'm afraid you have a bronchial carcinoma.
What's that?
It's lung cancer. And I can make some referrals to an oncologist for you to discuss some treatment options.
No. That's not possible. I came in for a cough I've had for a couple of weeks.
I am sorry.
I can't do double shifts with you like this. Work is stressful enough as it is, and how are the kids gonna react to this?
You don't deserve something like this.
The kids gonna.
All right, so there you have it. That is how L cuts look. You saw, like, this little scene right here is so smooth. Like, I feel like I did an amazing job with this part because it's just like, look at her face and it just jumps right into the guy and you almost don't even feel that the cut was there to begin with.
I can't do double shifts with you like this. Work is stressful enough as it is.
It's just so smooth and perfect. And so you're getting reactions while they're talking. And then you also get to see the person talking at the same time. So it gives you like a little bit of both. So you're seeing the expressions the person talking is making while you're seeing the reactions at the same time. This is what you're trying to achieve while using L cuts. So I'm going to open up the tutorial here. And we're going to be following along with the script. So I'm going to do the first couple of L cuts. And then you guys will have to kind of look through the videos and see what you can find to try to create the script that they're asking for. So the script, again, it says that a car passes by a modern building and Janet lies in a hospital bed. So until the machine gets fixed, there's a good chance that I might be pulling double shifts for the foreseeable future. I'm sorry about that, honey. Oh, here's the doctor. And then doctor enters carrying a clipboard. So the first thing we want to do is get the car passing by, have Janet and Bob in the hospital, and then Bob talking to Janet, telling them about, oh, I might have to be working double shifts and stuff like that until the machine gets fixed. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, one of the things that you get to see here, and I apologize for the camera, it might be in the way a little bit, but right now I'm under color, specifically because it has this little... Right now I'm under color specifically because it has this little area right here where I get to put the camera. But in order to be able to edit better or correctly, you might want to be in under editing mode, which kind of allows you to see both of these. And it also lets you see the timeline and this. Now in my case, I'm going to jump over to assembly. Under assembly, the video actually turns into two source monitors, the source monitor and the program. So under editing, we have them in two separate windows. But under assembly, we have them under the same window, just in different tabs. Now, the reason why I'm going to do this is because it allows me to see the names of all this a lot better. So what I'm going to do is, with the names here, I'm going to be able to see that one of them says Shot 1 Exterior. All right, so if you can see here, it says Hospital Scene Shot 1. And with that being said, I can double click it and I can then see the hospital scene. And I already kind of have the cut here from what I did it earlier, but essentially what you want to be able to do is just kind of like grab the shot that shows the car passing by and then maybe just a little bit extra, and we'll get rid of that later on. So what you want to do here is just kind of grab this and then just bring your video over. So I already have the tutorial made, but in your case, you'd probably be doing it from like no composition. So you're just going to drag the video and just put it down here. Even if it's empty, just go ahead and do that and it'll work out for you. Once it's dragged down there, you're going to have this and it's just going to play through, and that's about it. That's the first shot. The second shot you want to do is going to be under the 2 shot, shot number 8. That 2 shot is going to be the shot of both of them, talking together and stuff like that. So shot number 2. Let's play it just to make sure.
So, until the machine gets fixed.
So there you go. Until the machine gets fixed. That's the first shot. Now, if you want to, you can try to find a shot that kind of gives them a little bit extra time, like both of them in the room, or you can just leave it like that. But I'm going to go with this one. So you guys can copy the numbers here for this one. It's 1818. Once you find those exact numbers, you can play them all the way through 3309. And then that shows him staring at the doctor. And then you can just go ahead and bring this over right here. Now notice that we're bringing over both the audio and the video. And when you select it, they're linked. They're together. So let me just drag myself and put myself over here so it's not to be a bother for you guys. But when we play this, they're linked together. If you use your finger, your magic finger right here, and you hold Alt on your keyboard, by pressing Alt, you can select individual parts, right? And with that, you can actually just kind of cut specific areas. So you create an L, right? And so you can work with stuff like that and you can experiment with it. Now, the next shot that I want is the one of the doctor where the doctor is actually passing by, which I believe is shot number 2. Yeah. And I have a little clip right here. You guys can copy that as well, which is going to be 0715 and then all the way to around 1013. And we're going to drag that right over. And so right here, the way I like to do this part is because it's kind of like the doctor's about to walk in. So you want to kind of show that he passed by the window or something like that. So I pay attention to the audio. The audio is key here. You have to work with the audio because technically that is what this tutorial is about. Creating L cuts. We're focusing on audio cuts. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and look for... Oh, here's the doctor. She's about to say that, right? So with that being said, maybe we can put this clip right here. Right before she says that. So it could be like...
That I'll probably be working double shifts for the foreseeable future.
I'm sorry about that, honey. So with that being said, we can go ahead and hold Alt, right? We're going to hold Alt. Then we're going to grab our eraser tool, which you can also use C in your keyboard to make a shortcut. So C, then I'm going to cut that right there and then cut that right there. Now that that's cut, I'm going to hold Alt, just delete this one right here and bring this right in. Hold on. Okay, so it's going to cut our audio as well. So the other thing you can do if you wanted to, but just make sure that if you go this route, you pay attention to your audio even more, which is right click right here and go to unlink. When you unlink the videos, then that's going to allow you to select either or. So when you make the cut, it only really cuts the video part on the top. So now I can erase that, bring this in. And now we made an L cut right here. You see the audio from video 1 continues playing, but we just kind of threw in another clip right here. Now, if you pay attention to this one, you can kind of see right here a little bit of the light stand that they're using and stuff. So I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit. Just make sure I cut it right before that. So right around here. And I'll just bring this video back forward. Oh, here's the doctor. So for that one, we're going to use the one that says Dr. CU. Double click. And again, I already have the cut right here. For you guys, you can kind of copy these numbers if you want to. It's going to be 158. 07. Oh, sorry. Actually, this is not the correct one. The one that I need is master. There we go. Sorry about that. Master is the one that shows him kind of walking in. So you want to have right around 40:15 and then all the way over to around 51:15. And then you just kind of bring that over and bring it in like so. Now from here, I'm going to kind of zoom in into the area here. Oh, here's the doctor, right? I can maybe even be like O and then cut right there because I want to make an L cut right there. So I'm going to cut this out, but I'm going to leave the audio. So that way it can be like, let me hide this one really quick. So it can be like this. See? And so if you look at it like that, I just made an L cut by. And all I need to do is put in the video of the doctor now. So right here, I'm going to bring in the doctor. Right there. So right around this part is where I want to like start the video. So I'm going to delete everything. And again, I'm using my shortcuts, the letter C to get the razor tool and cut. And then just press delete on your keyboard to erase what you don't need. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring this over here. Now, I don't want to erase, at least for this particular spot, I don't want to erase the audio because we will be using it for that particular noise. You hear that noise?
The results from your test came back, and I have some bad news.
And there you go. So
the results from your test came back, and I have some bad news.
Now, the other thing to keep in mind, and this is important because I'm going to let you guys kind of continue with this after I do one more arrow cut. You guys will continue the rest of it by yourself. One thing that's important is that you all choose the audio that you can hear clearly. And that's going to be very crucial and important. So as we do this,
the results from your test came back, and I have some bad news.
so now I'm going to want to get his shot because he's the one that says like, oh, what is that? Well, actually, it's the doctor shot first because he's going to give the bad news, right? Not this one. I actually didn't even use shot 3. Those were pretty bad. It's going to be Dr. CU. All right, right here. And you can use it at 158.
The results of your test came back, and I have some bad news. I'm afraid you have a bronchial carcinoma.
Yeah. And then just kind of grab like a big chunk all the way until he leaves.
I am sorry.
And when he leaves, that's 224. If you want to use that one, like literally all this is just him giving the bad news.
I have some bad news. I'm afraid
So you all can kind of look through this. If you find a shot that you feel you like better, then work with that one. You know, there's a lot of it. Like they kept trying to improve their shots, and I want you guys to actually go through that, see it, and see what the process is as they're doing that. Because when we start recording, I want you guys to understand when you've made a mistake, when you should re-record, or when you think it was good, but just in case, let's do it again. You know, because it's like me when I take pictures. I take a photo and the shot looks good, but I say to myself, I like it, but just in case, let's do this shot 3 or 4 more times. Why? Because you never know. In the screen, it might look good, but the focus might be off. You know, maybe you chopped off a little bit of the arm and you didn't realize, or, you know, little things like that just you don't pay attention to at that moment, but if you do it a couple more times, it might actually work out for you in the end. So here,
the results from your test came back, and I have some bad news.
So right here, I just want this part. And right around there, I want this new shot that we're going to be throwing in here. So I'm going to drag this video in. And if you notice, this one starts with...
The results of...
Oh, sorry. Let's go to source. Oh, it's muted.
The results of your test came back, and I have some bad news. The results of your test...
So here it's completely up to you guys. Which one do you want to use? Do you just want to like go to like,
The results of your test came back, and I have some bad news.
or do you want to do this one?
The results of your test came back, and I have some bad news.
I prefer this one. I like it a little bit more. It's a close up, stuff like that. So right here, I'm gonna do this. Oops. There we go. Here it's not gonna be an L cut. It's just gonna be a regular cut because we're not getting any reactions yet. So I'll bring this over.
The result.
It actually looks kind of like bad, the cut, so I might just leave it actually because the cut does look pretty bad.
The results of your test came back, and I.
Might even do this.
The results of your test came back, and.
Let's see.
Test came back, and I have some bad news.
Okay, this is gonna be kind of hard, but I'm gonna try to match. Let's get rid of the audio here.
Came back, and I have some bad news.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. If y'all want to do that, you can try to match the audio, but
Test came back. Test came back, and I have some bad news.
yeah, the audio changes a lot, so I won't do that. I'll just cut it and leave it as so.
Test came back, and I have some bad news.
Alright, so right here, what I'm going to do is where it says,
The results from your test came back, and I have some bad news.
notice that I left it black while it's
Came
saying.
back, and I have some bad news.
The reason why it's because we're going to grab the boyfriend shot. And with the boyfriend shot, what we're going to do is we have to find the shot again, but pretty much it's the shot where he says, what is it?
So, until the machines get fixed, it's little.
I mean, it would just be it's stressful enough at my work.
Let's get fixed as little. When is it?
Right here. So right here, the results of your test, 148.
When is it?
And then we're going to drag this in here. So with that being said, we have the L cut made, right? So now all we have to do is put this guy in here and just make sure we kind of hold Alt and cut out the audio of this.
Results from your test came back, and I have some bad news.
When is it?
Okay, so obviously we made a little mistake here with the audio, but it's okay because we can fix it because we can hear everything and that's how we're working with it, right? So
And I have some bad news.
so up to here, this part we already saw it. So I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Bring this in.
Your test came back, and I have some bad news.
When is it?
Perfect. See how that worked? And so all I have to do here is make sure it's cut. Bring this down. Or better yet, I guess. Oh yeah, that works. And so right here, I'm making that little L shape. I'm making that little L shape. And it's working. The only reason why this is like, I don't want to mess with this audio because I need it. So it's going in a different timeline for audio. But there we go.
The results from your test came back, and I have some bad news.
When is it?
So right here, you can actually leave him talking. But notice,
When is it?
that's not the audio that we want. That audio is terrible because the audio is focused on I'm trying to like point, but you guys can't see me. It's focused on this guy. So when the doctor's talking, you don't hear the audio correctly. So that's right here.
When is it?
I'm afraid. And then cut that right there. And you can use the same one. So if you want to, you can copy it, bring it over here, paste it. Actually, no, not this one. We're going to be using the doctor. Dr. CU. There we go.
I'm afraid it's
So bring this guy over here. And then just look for that part.
back and I have some bad news.
Cut it right here. And bring this in here.
What is it?
I'm afraid you have a bronchial carcinoma.
And then again, you make another L cut and another L cut. You guys can refer to my video that I played at the beginning if you need help with it to see how I made it.
What is it?
I'm afraid you have a bronchial carcinoma.
What's that?
It's lung cancer. And I can make some referrals to an oncologist for you to discuss some treatment options.
No. That's not possible. I came in for a cough I've had for a couple.
And so there you go. That's kind of how you're going to be working with it. The video will be roughly around a minute long, give or take, with all that. And then for your intro right here, we can just put like a little intro song that we can put. Like, I don't have any with me right now, but I'll provide some for you guys. And again, if y'all need help with anything, just raise your hand, let me know. But make sure you are practicing right here. It's going to be your L cuts, your alt, your unlinking, your making videos smaller and making the audio smaller, and then trying to piece together like a puzzle the audios to attach so that they work with one another. Please try your best, make it as good as you can, and as always guys, if you need any help with it, you can just go ahead and raise your hand and I'll help you right out. To everyone else that's watching this video and is not part of my students, I just want to take a time out right now to thank framelines.tv for providing these videos. They give these videos out for free, guys. If y'all want to practice or maybe work with your students, you can just head over to framelines.com and get your own video clips. They give you the script, they give you all the videos. All you have to do is go into a specific one. So like for example, I went into L cut, splits, and edits, and then scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, everything's available for you guys. You just click on that particular video and then you can download that particular video. And they have a lot of different ones that you all can kind of practice with to get your students, or if you just want to improve your video editing skills, go over to framelines.tv. Again guys, thank you all for watching my video, and as always, I'll see you all on the next one.